All right, cool. All right, guys, welcome to team training. I'm super excited for tonight. How is everybody doing? Good, by the looks of things. So I'm really excited for tonight's training because I'd really love to know from you guys, being that it is December, who feels like they're getting hit with the whole, I don't have enough money, or I'm going to put it off until January, or I don't think the timing's right for me right now. I might have a think about it in January. Yep, so I'm getting quite a few hands here. So I'm really excited because I've actually been brainstorming some strategies with my team that have also been really effective in being able to get around some of these concerns that people might have about committing to either the program or the business opportunity this side of Christmas. So the first thing I would really love to ask, honestly, from those of you who do have your screen showing so I can see your video, with your mindset, how are you approaching these conversations at the moment? So if I was to give you an example, I'm going to give you two examples here. So let's just say that you're talking to somebody about you're talking to them through your Instagram or your Facebook account, whatever your chosen platform is, and you're speaking to someone and they bring up something in general conversation about, oh, I'm just so stressed about bills. What is your first and what is your automatic response to something like that? What is the first thing that you think of? If you'd like to write in the chat for me so I can see, or unmute yourself, either way. I love that, what I do online then. Yep. So I would love what I do online. I love that, Shani. So that's good. So let's just say you're in the mindset, right? So you're going to approach someone about the program. You've got it in your mind that this person would be a great client. Perhaps you've seen them talking about wanting to lose weight on their Instagram, and you're trying to start up that conversation so that you can help them. Do you think that your automatic instinct might be like, oh shit, this person is just not going to be able to afford the plan or the program or the products? I better just not even bother going there with that conversation. Hands up, honestly, who has been in a situation like that when something like that has come up and you've just thought, oh God, I better not ask this person because they've just said that they have no money. What if we flipped it on its head, just like Shani mentioned? So instead of thinking about, okay, well, this person was potentially going to be a customer and they said that they can't afford to pay their electricity bill, so there's no way that they're going to be able to afford the program or the products. What do we have the ability to do? We have a gift that we can actually tell people a little bit about our business and what it potentially could be for them. So instead of going in there with the conversation of thinking, okay, I need to get three orders to qualify this month, or I need 3 orders to get to SDVF, why not ask somebody if they would like more information about the program, the business opportunity that we have in Babes in Business and the Health Style Emporium? The rookie question. Yes, Jess, the rookie question. So that's definitely a way that you can get around it. And it's a completely different mindset shift. Instead of thinking, oh shit, this person's not going to be able to buy the products off me, you can perhaps look at it from, okay, well, maybe I can ask this person if they would be interested in potentially taking a closer look at the business opportunity. So something that I tend to do in that situation is saying, hey, babe, so I've really been thinking about you. I know that you mentioned in our last conversation that you were really stressed about money, and I know that it was really freaking you out, especially this close to Christmas. If I was to show you a way that you could potentially make some extra income on the side and perhaps pay that electricity bill on time before the due date, would you be interested in taking a closer look? So that's definitely one way that we can go around it if people are stressing about money, is presenting them with the business opportunity. Thinking about that further still, so I'd actually really love for you guys to be honest in this. So now that it is Christmas, and I know I've even spoken directly to some of my frontline team about this, and just in general conversations, I have heard it in their voice as well, where they think that it's going to be impossible for them to get customers and get team in December. How has this mindset affected your daily method of operation or your DMO? Hands up, who here is honestly still sticking to it 110%, regardless of what day it is, what time of the month it is? You're sticking to your conversations every day. So yes, Natty and Shani, yes, I'm seeing some big smiles there. Let me just flick through. Who else is honestly sticking to their DMO? So I've only got 2 hands right now. Drop the mic. Thank you, Jess. Honestly, yes, this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So let's just say that you had 5 people that you reached out to and you started 5 conversations with every day. But you're coming into the month of December thinking no one's going to be able to afford these products, or no one's going to want to join the business opportunity. Everyone's too busy partying. No one's got money for the virtual franchise fee. They're too busy buying presents and doing this, that, like whatever your excuses are that you're telling yourself. If that's 5 people a day, that's 150 people per month that you have potentially missed out on starting a conversation with them because you in your own mind are making assumptions about somebody else's financial situation. So you can't get that back. Like, there is no such thing as regaining days in this business. We all know it's about consistency over time. And if you are missing 1 day of work, 2 days of work, that's 5, that's 10 conversations. And if you're completely writing off the whole of December, just consider yourself having lost 150 new conversations. I want to show you guys something just as some proof to say that we do it. So this is my DMO from last month. And there is 200 conversations on that. And that's how many people I spoke to last month. And if you have a look at all of the different highlighters that are on there, pink is teamies, green is customers, and then orange is potential people. So you can see that there is a lot, yes, of color, but there's also a lot of not color in there as well. It takes conversations to get to that point where you have people interested in this business, whether it's from the program or the product or the actual business opportunity. And so if you're not starting those conversations and you're leaving it till January, you're also going to miss out. So I know from last year, just being in this business now for 14 months, January was freaking huge last year. Just to give you guys an idea. So I started the business in October, and I was very fortunate that a lot of my close friends wanted in on this business at the same time. So I was very lucky that I got to SDVF as quickly as what I did. I was one of the silly ones, and I put the brakes on in December last year because I was telling myself those same silly excuses that people are not going to be interested. It's Christmas. People don't care. People don't have the money. I guess I was filtering in my own concerns about my financial situation and projecting that onto my conversations. As a result of that, because my 2 other team, who were the foundation of my business, hit SDVF in the month of December, I had to scramble and absolutely work my butt off in January to make sure that I still qualified because I lost all of their points. I got 12 customers in January alone last year, just simply because of how much people are committed to taking action. And so where I'm going with this is that a lot of the conversations that you could be having now, yes, they may or they may not pay off in December, but if you don't start them now, you're potentially losing out on a hell of a lot of customers and clients in January when the massive influx comes in. So I'm just reading my notes that I have here. So if you think back to the first question that I had is, how did that first conversation come about that people don't have enough money? Are you actually talking to enough people to make that general statement that everyone that you've spoken to has not enough money? Or have you literally just spoken to one person who's told you that they don't have enough money and you've just come up with general consensus, this person can't afford it, no one's going to afford it, therefore I'm not going to worry about doing my business for the month. So I'm just going to quickly minimize this so I can see everyone's conversation. Yeah, okay. All right, so let me just see what I had here. All right, so does that help, I guess, with the mindset sides of things? I have heaps of other things I want to go through, but having a think about how you're actually approaching each day. And if you haven't done anything really with your business for the first 12 days of December, guess what? There's still 18 days left, guys. There's definitely the ability to make more room and really start those conversations to really get that happening for you for the last few days of the year and also of the month as well. So I thought of some cool strategies because, like, yes, okay, money can be an issue for some people, and perhaps there are ways around that we can really attract these customers to make it more appealing. So maybe you're having conversations with people at the moment and you just feel like you can't get them to commit, or there's just fluffing around, sending the order form back, or, getting back to you with the link about the program or whatever it is that you're up to in terms of your conversation. So I thought of some really cool ideas that can really help you with perhaps getting people to commit this side of Christmas. So something that you could potentially do, now I did this in March. It was technically my actual birthday, but I made it my Be Free Living, which is my business name's birthday. And I gave away, or I did like a draw basically for everyone who entered as a customer for me in the month of March. And so I thought, why not let's do something like this for Christmas? So I basically gave away a box of my shakes, 2 packets of my gummies. I gave away a voucher as well. That was basically the raffle prize that I was giving away. And anyone who became a customer or became a client in the Health Style Emporium in the month of March, and we can do this for Christmas as well, goes in the draw to win some of those products. They don't have to be Juice Plus products. You can think of anything that you think might benefit people. I don't have it right near me, but I have like a little exercise thing that I got from Cotton On Body, where you can basically go through and write in, your exercise plans for the week. You could go get people some food diaries. Perhaps, you could do like a little baking giveaway thing of some healthy treats. You could make some treats from the Health Style Emporium and package them up. There's so many different ideas that you could use to create a little hamper. And if you give people an incentive to want to commit before December, the likelihood that they're going to win something is usually a huge initiative for people to say yes to something like this. So that's something that you could have a look at doing yourself personally, or perhaps with your team. If you're working closely with some frontline DVFs and SDVFs to try and get that promotion in before the end of the year, perhaps you guys can package in something together and work together as a team. The other thing that I wanted to mention was, like, how can you add more value? So we talk about this in customer care in the training page, but honestly, how many of you actually give presents to your teamies, to your clients towards the end of their 16-week program? So wait, I know Natalie does, and I'm going to get her to comment a little bit after I've finished on like what she does, because if anyone is the customer queen, it's her. She seriously has the best customer care for all of her clients. She puts me to shame. She puts everyone to shame with how much she really takes care of her customers. And so that's something she can definitely shed some light on, and how she has such a high customer retention rate in her organization, and how she gets at least 10 customers a month, which is just absolutely phenomenal. So giving them like a little thank you card. If they don't have shakes, sending them some shakes as well. That's a great way. I've definitely had people who I've sent shakes to who have then ordered shakes if they weren't already using the shake products as well. I thought of this before. I haven't actually done this successfully, but as in, like, I haven't even tried to do this yet, but having thought of it now, I am actually going to do this. Why don't you pay it forward? If you've got a customer who you have a really good relationship with, and hopefully that's every single customer that you have, why not get chatting to them and ask them, do they know someone that they could refer into the program? I thought of creating a little coupon that you could send to your clients, that they could then re-gift and pay it forward to some of their immediate, like, close circle of friends or family, someone they might know who's struggling with weight, who might be struggling with what to eat, with energy, with sleep, whatever their particular ailment is. Giving them a complimentary coupon which entitles them to a free conversation or like a free consult with you to basically talk about their health goals and how the Health Style Emporium might actually help them. So that's something that you can do to just increase your cross referrals and your word of mouth referrals into the program as well. Why not offer an extra coaching session this side of Christmas to all of those people who are looking to join before the 30th of December? So our minimum requirement is to have at least one sort of 20 to 30 minute catch up with our clients once a month, just to see how they're going, and also having those weekly check-ins. Why not offer to throw in a fifth or extra consultation that you can give to them, just purely for them committing this side of December, or this side of January, sorry, is what I'm trying to say. Get together in your team. So if you're in little pockets around Australia, or, you know, like we've got a big hub in Brisbane and Gold Coast, why not get like a little event together? I know it is getting close to Christmas, but it doesn't matter. Like if you think outside of the box, you definitely can find a way. Doesn't have to be like absolute strangers. You know, you could literally organize something if you're still working with your, you know, your office, you know, if you're part of a mums and bubs group, if you're part of a boxing class, if you're part of a gym, like how are there ways that you can approach these sorts of situations and get together and really create like a lot of hype around what you're doing, and really have that constant networking of the program and the products and what we're about. So I thought of things like, you know, taking shakes to trial to these sorts of things. So even if you had like a little meetup and you could give like you know, like a little chat if you're qualified about nutrition, or if you're qualified in other areas like exercise as a personal trainer, doing these sorts of things, it's really adding value. That's what we're really trying to do with all of our potential prospects, is how can we add more value into this person's life so that I'm the person that they think about when they need something, or planting the seeds, as what Lozzie says. If you haven't heard her mantra, that's definitely something that I've now started to apply, and I absolutely love it. So something that I thought of as well, I'm just going to have a quick sip of water. This is something that I found was really effective when I was working as a dietitian in my dietetic practice. So being the end of the year, I think there's a lot of mentality from a lot of people that if it's Christmas time, then, you know, they're not going to be able to achieve their health goals. They're not going to be able to achieve their weight goals because there's just going to be too much temptation. And so to give you a little bit of a background, so I used to work in a private practice weight loss clinic where I'd see people for anywhere from 6 to 12 months who were looking to lose anywhere between, you know, 15 to 50 kilos. So quite morbidly obese people. So their eating habits were actually quite, I don't want to be nasty, but they were quite unhealthy, and they definitely needed a lot of support and guidance. And so for them, the idea or the concept of trying to start something this time of year, they just thought, what's the point? I'll just free rein, throw the towel in, and then I'll come back to it in January. And so something that I used to do that would really help with challenging that mentality is, well, if you can manage your health around this time of year when there is a lot of temptations, there's a lot of things happening, and you are still able to successfully achieve some of the goals that you have said to me that you really want to achieve, how would that make you feel? Because realistically, you're never not going to socialize. You're never not going to have temptations. You're never not going to have things crop up. So if you're waiting for the perfect time to start something, it's never going to exist. It's never going to happen. And so you need to have a look at starting this, because think about how empowered you're going to feel when you know that you got through Christmas and you didn't gain that 2 or 3 kilos this year. How is that going to make you feel? And so that's something that you can constructively use with people who say, oh, I'll worry about my health in January. I'll start that then. Well, it's like, well, hang on, like, this is real life, and this program is designed to be a real life program that we apply to everyday behavior change. Why wait? Why wait until life is perfect? Because I guarantee you in January, it'll be the kids are going back to school, life is too busy, or my boss is just really snowing me under with paperwork, I can't do it right now. All excuses are equal. So if you let your customer or your potential client come up with that excuse, that's just going to keep showing up every single time. So don't be afraid to challenge them. Obviously, lovingly, we don't want to be nasty, but just lovingly challenge them about their current state and their current mental thinking, and how you can actually turn that around to getting them into action, as opposed to justifying their excuses with them. I can gladly be anyone's live-in dietitian. I have good rates, guys, I promise. No, I'm just kidding. So what else did I have written in here? Okay, so for teamies, so I think I kind of touched on this when I was talking about the January influx, but we all know that the whole concept behind the first bonus that every teamie aims for in this business is DVF. And so we ideally want to try and get everyone to DVF in the first 10 days, because it's going to see that $100 bonus plus then the commission on the 3 products. They're likely to make back their $165 or $172 franchise fee. So if we think about it now, it's still the 12th of December. You've still got plenty of days to recruit people and get them in action, to have a look at getting those 3 orders in, getting their office registered before the 30th of January. Now, to me, that is a 100% return on investment in maybe a 20-day period, if not less, if they do it a bit closer towards the 30th of December. Sorry, I keep getting the dates wrong. So looking at it and breaking it down for people like that, and if they're saying, oh, look, I don't really have the money right now, we'll explain to them, well, look, if you get your office started right now and break it down and put the steps out there for them and lay it out for them, you could actually have that money back on the 10th of January. And you know what's even awesome about that is that if they start all of their training this side of January, they're all over it. They're little pocket rockets. They've got their social media happening. They're getting all their lifestyle photos and everything that they need to do over Christmas. Their office is ready to go. When everyone is saying, hands up, I'm ready, New Year's resolutions, come at me, I'm on the wagon, you have their office ready. They are ready to go, and they can start putting through orders through and really making the most of that major January influx as well. So that's something that I would really look at it from that perspective and really try and break it down to them. Like, sure, if you want to wait to January, but I really honestly think that you're doing yourself a disservice by doing that, and you're missing out on a lot of big bucks that are potentially going to come your way in January if we start doing that now. So I just have some example reach out scripts that I will just quickly post in here. So this is something that I have been sending to people. So, hey, gorgeous girl, please feel free to use this, but obviously make it true to you. If you don't say gorgeous girl and use 100 emojis in a conversation, don't send that. So how is your week going? I have some exciting news. You're going to think I'm crazy right now, but I have to tell you, I think you would honestly be so amazing at what I do. You are passionate about leading a healthy lifestyle, plus you are always so positive, kind, and approachable. You may have just seen that I recently started my online wellness coaching practice. Well, between the two of us, because I trust you greatly, I've been working behind the scenes to create a health and wellness program. So you guys call it the Health Style Emporium. I'm looking for 3 more women to come join me as online coaches, and I honestly just think you would be perfect for it. People resonate with Real, and I feel like you're a massive inspiration to other women. If I sent you through some more information, would you be keen to check it out? So it doesn't even have to be that wordy, but I've been using that, and I have 8 people coming to the webinar tomorrow. So you can feel free to use that. Like, it honestly has been working for me, but use your own and make it true to your authentic self, and see how you go with that. So I'm just posting it into the chat, guys. Oh, there you go. Feel free to use it, guys, and model it to make it true to yourself. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about, and this was actually one of the last things that I was going to mention before I was going to flick it over to Natty so she can shed some light on this as well. So now that it is the social season, I'm sure many of you, if you're still working, you've got Christmas parties that you're going to, whether it's through work or you might have like different family affairs and you're fairly new to this business. So I'd love to know from hands up who here has got their one-liner down pat. And if you don't know what I mean, let me know. Because if you don't know what your one-liner is, then this is something that you definitely want to know how to do. So no one's saying yes. Everyone's going question marks. So your one-liner is basically your way of explaining to people what it is that you do. So we've all heard the concept of be interested, don't be interesting. So we don't want to sit there and juice plus vomit all over everyone and be like, oh my God, these fruit and veggies in a capsules, they're amazing. Look at my hair, look at my skin. Like, we don't want to be doing that. You also don't want to be that person where they're like, oh, so what do you do? Oh, I just juice plus. What do you do? Like, you need to be there with confidence and be able to tell people what it is that you do. So Shani posted this into Babes in Business on Friday, I think it was, where she got us to write a little bit about what it is that we do and why it is that we do it. So to give you guys a little bit of an idea, your one-liner is basically how you explain to people what it is that you do. So my one-liner that I use, I have two that I use depending on who I'm talking to. And it obviously changes further still if I'm talking to a completely different demographic of people. But I'm an accredited dietitian and I run an online wellness coaching program for women called Balanced Bellas. It has also created a platform for me to personally coach and mentor other women who are looking to create an income through the online health and wellness coaching space. So that's one way that I say things. If I'm talking to someone who might not necessarily be looking to be an online health and wellness coach, but perhaps they might be interested in making an income through social media, I just drop out that last bit and I change it to who are looking to make an income through social media. So you can really change that and make that depending on who it is that you're speaking to. And I will post that into the group chat so that you guys can use it to model it to make it your own. The other thing that I also say to people, and this would be in the instance of talking to somebody who may not really necessarily be in the health and wellness industry, and they might not even really be someone that I've met on social media. They could be someone that I'm speaking to face to face. So I inspire young women to lead a happier, healthier, and more abundant lifestyle by helping them to discover their full potential. This also helps me to discover my full potential so that I live my life without limitations. So that's just another way of how I say things to people, depending on the type of person that I'm meeting. And so getting to know what your one-liner is super important, because honestly, it can make or break your conversation with somebody. I know Kate and Ant have an example video from a 90-day game plan that they did. I think it was like 2 years ago, where Kate got 5 or 6 different people to do their one-liners. And so this is something that I would 100% recommend rehearsing and practicing, so that when you do go to these parties, it's not obviously the first thing that you say, but you are the person that's asking all the questions and getting to know the people that are at the party. But when they come back and ask you what it is that you do, you can put your hat on and you can quickly say what it is that you need to say that's going to resonate with that person. So I'm going to post that in there as well. Oh. No. Yeah, it's in the 60 and 60. There you go. So, awesome, Emma. I love that. Awesome, girls. I'm just having a quick look at all of your messages. Cool. I think I just saw from Shani. Did you want me to write something, Shani, about what I was saying before? I think I just saw your message about like rebutting to people who are saying, I'll just wait till next year. Is that what you were talking about? Yeah. No? Okay. Maybe yes. We'll just move on. So I hope that helps, guys. Do you have any questions at all on that before I flick it to Nat? Because I know she's got some other ideas that she really wants to share with you on her perspective on how she's been getting around things with people who have been rebutting about costs and all those sorts of things. So no, I think everyone's good. So I'm going to mute myself, and Natty.
Hey ladies, thank you so much, B. That was amazing as always. So much gold there. I've been taking lots of notes, so I'm super pumped for the rest of this month. But yes, I just wanted to touch on a few things as well. I guess B touched a little bit on it about mindset, but I think it really is an important topic, I guess, that we should be talking about for this time of the month. So like B did touch on a little bit, if you have your own self-beliefs or values on this time of the year and what you can or can't afford, if you're going into your conversations with that is pretty much the vibe you're projecting on that potential conversation, and you haven't even said hello to them yet. So you have no idea what their financial situation is like. So going in with that mindset, again, it's really going back to not making it about you and about the other person. So, we have an amazing program, we have an amazing product, and when you have existing clients telling you all of these amazing changes that they've found from the product and the program, that really helps you in getting new clients and just knowing how much that both of those things can help anyone you're talking to, mind, body, soul. So I think, again, getting out of your own head and into your heart, it's really important. I mean, I've got around 50 people on my 30-day grid that I've already spoken to this month. And I've had 4 new clients sign up this week, and not one of them has said anything to me about Christmas or not being able to afford it. And maybe like 2 or 3 people out of those 50 people I've spoken to have brought that up. So it's totally all about mindset, guys. I mean, Christmas is just another month of the year. Everyone always has bills. People always have birthdays. There's Easter. Like, everyone's socializing. Like, that is something that happens every month. Just because it's Christmas and there might be a few extra presents that people need to buy, if you're chatting to the right people and, their highest value is their health and wanting to better their lifestyle, then money isn't going to be an issue for them. I know when I was younger, I could find money for anything I wanted. I would always be like, oh no, I don't have the money for that, but I can go get new hair extensions. So it's always about their values. If one of their highest values is looking to get healthier and happier, then money isn't going to be an issue for them at this point of the day. So another awesome thing I've actually been telling my team to do is if it does come up that, it's Christmas and I can't really afford it, just say, that's totally cool. We can actually get you all ready to go and ready to get you started. And I can schedule your payment in for after Christmas. So you can schedule it in for the 26th up until the 30th. Don't do the 31st, so you leave yourself a day in case any declines come through. But that is technically after Christmas. So I think I did that last year as well. And I actually looked back on my 30-day grid from December last year because I just wanted to see what it was like. And I think I got 12 customers last December. So this whole I can't afford it thing, it's not real. It's not real for the people that you're looking for, and the people that you're attracting. So your vibe attracts your tribe. Always remember that. So definitely give them that option of, when you're in the VO, you can schedule payments to start on a different date, a later date. So just let them know that's cool. I'm getting all my girls together now to start them just after the Christmas break. So I can schedule your payment to start on the 26th up until the 30th. So that's also a good option for them as well. And just reiterating the value of the program that we have. The Emporium is amazing and it's valued at over $900 and they're getting access to that for free. So I know our product is so amazing, but along with the program, I think those two things is really, like, when they're combined, it's what really changes people's lives. And I guess I've seen it and heard it firsthand from my own clients. So always reiterate that awesome program that we have and do let them know, it's valued at $900 and you're getting this for free. And remember that we do have different package options as well. I guess coming back to the whole can't afford it thing this time of year, offer them the 30-day, the 30 pack of shakes or the 60 pack of shakes and say, look, I totally understand. We actually have like a one-off payment for our 30 packs of shakes that you can trial, and you get access to the program for 1 month as well. And then come January, if you're loving the program, we can reconnect and see if you'd like to change to a different package now that, Christmas and New Year's is over. I guess the only last thing I will touch on is customer care, because B did mention that. What I do with my customers. So I guess it goes back to the whole building relationship thing. I guess very rarely my conversations with potential clients are ever like, hey, do you want to join my program? I always get to know them more on a personal level. So from the get-go, I'm really building that relationship with them. Then depending on their goals and whatever I've kind of found out about them, I do up a little schedule of them for the 16 weeks. Then as soon as I've added them into the program, my diary is my best friend. So like every day I'll have like what I need to do for each different one of my clients, depending on what week it is for them into the program. And then, I do check in with them on a weekly basis. then come around the 2-month mark is actually when I send them my present. So it's totally up to you guys when you want to send them a gift, but I do it around the halfway mark. And I do usually send them a shake if they didn't get the shakes, and then just anything else that's kind of personal to them. So I know when I traveled overseas this year, I got some cool gifts and sent them to my customers. And then I do write a card that obviously is unique to that person, and just tell them how proud I am of whatever changes they've seen so far or what they've accomplished so far. And just a few little gifts. So normally a shake, a card, and some little presents. Sometimes I do a face mask. I think my girls have really been loving that, and they're actually really cheap from Kmart. They're like $2. And I actually had one of my girls ask me where I got it from, and then I was like, oh, it's from Kmart, and it was $2, and I kind of felt stingy, but they actually loved it. So it's not expensive for your customer care. So, I usually write in the card, here's a little gift for you to use when you're taking some me time as well, because it is important to have some downtime. Sorry, all I can see is Bee's face. She's laughing her head off. But yeah, so I think customer care is really valuable. I mean, I have some girls that it is financially not the right time for them come the end of their 4 months, and they do have to cancel, which is fine, but I still stay in contact with them and check in with them and see how they're going. And I've had girls come back and they say, look, I'm ready to come back again. Like, I loved the program so much, it was a bad time for me financially. And so yeah, just keeping that relationship with them, I guess. And yeah, I think that is pretty much my takeaways or my little pieces of advice for this time of the month. Hopefully you guys got something from that. But did you want to flick to anyone else, Bea?
Shani, I think.
I don't know if you guys saw what I posted the other day in the page, but I'm reading or listening at the moment for the second time, Pitch Anything by Oren Klaff. Did anyone here download that Audible? Yeah, I've got couple of yeses. Guys, if you haven't got that book, you are literally shooting yourself in the foot. Like, you need to be reading or listening to that book like now. I'm so obsessed with it. I'm listening to it for the second time now, because the first time I was just like gobsmacked the whole time, and then now the second time I'm actually like taking stuff in. But I have some notes here from what I've taken away from the book and what I'm using with my potential clients and even some of my potential team this month. And it's working. The verbiage is really working. And actually, Adriana was here with me working today, so she can vouch for me. She watched me get 2 teamies back to back. Like, there's nothing that's stopping people from actually becoming a part of this now, whether they're customers or team. There's no excuses, and it's because I feel like I'm using this new verbiage. I feel more confident. I feel like excited from the verbiage from the book. So the first thing the book talks about is like framing someone. So when you're actually talking to them, you're pre-framing them before you start talking to them. So I've got some things here. Obviously, like, the couple of things that people are going to be having objections about, especially at this time of year, are things like money, like the girls have spoken about. Their second thing that they're always thinking is, you're trying to sell me something. So that's something that they're thinking as a consumer. They're like, what are you trying to sell me now? The third thing is obviously, I don't know about you guys, but sometimes I get people saying, is this an MLM? Like, I don't buy things from MLM. And so that's like a third thing people usually say. Like, not interested, sounds amazing, but not interested. Like, people just have this really bad stigma with it, right? So they're the things that people are thinking about. So when I'm talking to people now about joining as a customer or joining as a teammate, I'm actually just getting those objections out of the way straight from the get-go, without having to like beat around the bush or feel like, oh my gosh, are they going to ask me this question? Like, I'm just straight up framing them about the objections that they're going to have, and then getting it out of the way. So the book Pitch Anything actually has some really great scripts around framing like that. But one of my lines that I've been using that I've written down here is it says, it's crazy because a lot of clients this time of year, you would think that they wouldn't join a health and wellness program, But because the program is so amazing and people are getting such amazing results, I just don't attract anyone that waits until January. So I'm straight up just saying that line to people before we even start talking about prices or what this or that, because that's framing them to be like, oh, okay, well, this is a really amazing program and product and I can't wait to hear more. And people aren't waiting until after Christmas. So I was like, oh my God, this is working. So that's the first thing. The second thing I've got here, which, I mean, I want you guys to read the book because I'm just literally giving you one line from each chapter. Like, get the book because it is like crazy amazing. But the second part of talking to people is called seeding, right? So seeding is like planting a seed with them. So getting them intrigued about, you know, why they want to join this. So having, like, in your conversation with them, dropping things like, you've worked really hard this year, right? Like I can just see you're the type of person that's put everyone before you. Am I right? So asking that type of question and obviously having them be like, yeah, that's right. Like, I've been working so hard. I put my kids before everyone. I've done nothing for myself. So another question is, so let me get this straight. I'm just going to put this out there. I'm having a sense that you're kind of feeling a little bit guilty about putting yourself first for once. That's the second question. The third section is, my brain's not even working right now. The third question is, have you put yourself last your whole life? So that's a little bit like confronting. I said that to someone yesterday, and this person apparently was just like crying through Messenger. Like, I'm just saying this through Messenger. This person's like, you're reading me like a book. And then the fourth question is, don't you think it's time that you finally put yourself first for once? And so those 4 questions, you're seeding them. You're seeding the thought in their brain that this is something that they need in their life, right? So you've already framed them. You've now seeded them. And then the next part is obviously offering what you have to offer as a wellness coach at this time of year, what you're doing for them. So for me, I'm just telling them about the value that we're adding to their lives every single day. I tell them about, you know, I don't just send them the link to the Health Style Emporium YouTube, or I don't just send them the link to the website. I'm actually telling them, like, I voice audio it so they can hear it in my voice. And I'm telling them about the exercise guides, the yoga guides, the meditation, the recipes, the webinars, the self-love challenges, all of that, all the access to all the health professionals that we have. And they can hear it in my voice that this thing is like so valuable. And then on top of that, I'm throwing them testimonials from the Juice Plus page that's relevant to them. So what is it that they've come to you for? Is it energy? Is it weight loss? Is it eczema? Is it inflammation? Is it PCOS? Is it like, what is it? Is it migraines? Is it acne? Throw them some testimonials so you're not just voice audio them about the program, but you're actually showing them the offer that you have for them in terms of the product. And then what you're going to do is put it into perspective for them. So I've got here in my notes that I offer them everything that it is that they're going to get from me. By the way, by this point, because I've framed them and I've seeded them, they're already saying yes, but this is just like the cherry on the top, right? So I get them out of that mentality where they're thinking, I still don't think I should buy myself this before Christmas time, right? So I put the price into perspective. So less than a cup of coffee a day. I love that. Like this program is less than a cup of coffee a day, and you get all of those things that I just told you about. And then another line I have is, like, not only is our value add amazing and the price is so affordable, but we give so much value and we go above and beyond that everyone always stays around for another 16 weeks. So that's another line that I say to just put it in the mix there. And then another one I've got written down here is, if you want quality, you'll find it here. So yes, we're a little bit more than your average synthetic filled multivitamin from the chemist, but we not only add value to your life, but we also give you a product that's the most researched nutraceutical product of its kind. So I've just framed, I've just seeded, I've just offered the deal. The next part, how good is this, right? I'm just like mind blown by this book. The next part which is the close, I guess. If by this point you don't have someone like asking where do I sign, my last bit is obviously closing, and that's sort of giving them the idea that this is like you've got a window of opportunity here. Do you understand what this is? Like, this isn't just a quick fix. This isn't just a detox. This is a window of opportunity that you've been offered. This program is worth over $1,000. You're getting it for free. You're getting the products. You're getting on top of your health before the Christmas rush, and you're getting on top of your health before your New Year's resolutions. And you've got me as your accountability coach. So I always like to use, I've started using this now. What's going to change? Like, if you say no, how's your life going to change? How are you going to lose weight? How are you going to decrease your inflammation? How are you going to get rid of your acne? If you just keep saying no to things where you've been given a window of opportunity, do you think your life will change? Like, how will it look like at this time next year? So that's the type of verbiage that the book has taught me. And I just feel so good using it. I've closed so many customers this month. There's not been one person who's given me objections. So that's all I'm going to put into tonight's training. But if you haven't read the book or listened to it, get it yesterday, because it is unbelievable. I'll flick it back to you, B.
I was literally just writing in the chat, mic drop multiple times tonight. I think that we have all crushed any of the concerns that any of you may have around why December is a bad month for the business. It's not. If anything, it is one of the most opportunity, your opportunity at this time of the month is to this time of the year is just huge to create a lot of momentum in this business as well. So I guess just to recap, it's, really making sure that your mindset is in the right place, and not making sure that your preconceived ideas is getting in the way. If you were someone who hasn't been doing your DMO, then make sure you start doing it from tomorrow. It's never possible to catch up. Actually, if you've got time, do it right now. Do it tonight. Sit down for an extra 15 minutes after this training and get your DMO completed. I will write in what I mentioned before. I think a little bit about what Shani was saying with that book pitch anything. That's kind of what I used to do in my consulting practice with my clients, to really challenge their ideas about wanting to commit before this side of Christmas. So I'll write something in the Babes of Business training page for you all. But yes, ladies, there's definitely a lot of strategies out there. Please don't feel like you have to apply absolutely every single one of them, but I'm sure that there's at least one or two things that resonate with every single one of you tonight, and something for you to go away and have a think about how you can start doing your business differently from this evening or from first thing tomorrow morning when you do your DMO. So thank you for an awesome training, ladies. I'll need you to press stop on